Hi Virgo, I hope you're doing amazing. Welcome to a quick next 48-hour tarot reading for you. I do want to remind you that this is general, so just take what resonates, but it's meant to pertain to the following 48-hour period for you beginning around when you were guided or drawn to this reading, not just following when I post it. But as well, I do more than appreciate you liking this video, leaving me a comment or several down below, and of course subscribing if you haven't joined this Virgo tribe already. I'm already getting that nature is going to come into play. Okay, it could be a change in nature or your connection to Mother Nature herself. But okay, I'm hearing one specific tree. One specific tree. I did channel a song for you to speak upon your next 2 days, and that song was "Dreams" by the Cranberries. Dreams. Absolutely beautiful and peaceful song, right? So don't be surprised when it's a bit of a peaceful time for you. But you just kind of at times desiring a bit more excitement, but then taking a moment and smelling the roses or just being one with nature or just what's at hand and thinking, okay, this piece is something I desired, right? Or it's just what I need at this time. But I'll leave that song down below for you to listen to, look up the lyrics, however you wish to go about it. Let's begin and pull some tarot. Wasn't really feeling drawn to pull any oracle for you to begin. But we have the King of Swords and the Ace of Cups at the split deck. Sorry about the Ring of Light that's showing up on both, but it's a very knowledgeable vibe about your energy in the next 48 where you may be getting something new or just getting back to the basics or finding oneself just simply experiencing levels of abundance overflowing from one's cup that feels quite gratifying. You're going to be very well spoken in the next 48 and that will impress people, but I also feel there's a vibe where you won't be, if you feel like you normally overthink certain wording, right? Or if you should be speaking at that point to somebody specific, or how to, overthinking who you're speaking to, and more specifically the wording is what I was getting. You're not going to be doing a whole lot of that or as much of which in the next 48. It's just going to be I kind of intuitively feel this needs to just come out. Or some of you might even be allowing for spirit to speak through you, or just it's happening. I can relate to that 1000%. That's why these readings come out so accurate for Virgo. Doing a flip. The Three of Wands in reverse. It's the 3, right? Yeah. Okay, so there's thoughts of a ship that hasn't come in, okay? Feeling as if you just want something to come to be quicker, right? Again, that ties into the very peaceful vibe about the next 48, but Spirit's saying it's not the next 48 when this is supposed to come in, right? There's a time and a place for everything, and it lies on the horizon for oneself. You may even find that there's parts of the next 48 where you just separate oneself from this desire, and you're just in the present moment, and it's Spirit saying, well, how good does that feel, right? So there's a need to recognize, to remember, this is the way I should be more so moving forward, and to remember that that's when you enjoy the ride along the way more so, right? The journey, but also when you just end up stumbling upon, in a very unexpected way or an expected way, what's meant for you when the time is right. And you won't be sort of in a lackluster or just a mindset of lack up until the point of that coming in for oneself, okay? Or you stumbling upon it. What else do we have? We have the Four of Wands as well as the Ace of Cups again, all right? So there's a push to recognize when you're feeling or when things are quite abundant for you. When you do stumble upon your words, even though you're very well spoken in the next 48, shake it off. Shake it off, laugh it off, or just, I feel like you won't even laugh it off, as I do laugh. Interesting. You'll just, I feel like you get a little frustrated from time to time, might be due to other people you're working with, living with, you name it, just out and about, people walking too slowly. But I do feel like you are, why are you in my way is what I just heard. But I do feel like you just need to move on, right? If you're not going to laugh it off or just fix what you stumbled upon, wording wise or just speaking wise. But there's a lot of abundance to be experienced in the next 48. And I really do feel as if I chose this deck for a reason, because you're glowing in certain ways. Your situation's glowing. Your skill sets, your talent is feeling quite evident to those who look in upon your work, tune in, notice you at work, or just have to observe in one way, shape, or form, or review. But I really do feel as if you are Okay, a shining star where there's certain reminders that yes, things are abundant. Once again, that word keeps coming up. The water's okay, flowing for you is what I'm getting. So just ride the waves. Don't try to control things too much, because that's going to add a level of sort of disturbance to the flow of things. But things are falling into place for you in a beautiful way, and you need to remember that or recognize that at certain points in the next 48. There are certain levels of conflicts underneath it all, whether it's due to the environment you live in, work in, but I do feel like, or it could be in your head, could be in your own Virgo mind, however it works for you, nobody's perfect. This needs to be squashed or just put out of one's mind. You may need to escape a situation temporarily, for more peace, right? And that maybe when you get in touch with nature, and that's beautiful. That can even help with your mindset, right? It's hard to overthink when you're focusing on the beauty of Mother Nature herself. But I do go to a body of water is what I'm getting. If you can, go to a body of water. It will absolutely be soothing to one's soul. But I do sense that there could be focus on certain levels of competition in the work environment or for an opportunity. However that works for you. People need to not be catty for some. But there's victory on the horizon for you. There's victory to be focused upon, right? You're being noticed, a bit of being put on stage, even if you don't desire that attention. They want two more to make a little bit of a pyramid. The building stages towards what you deserve is what I'm getting. The building stages. Pull right from the middle. Okay, the Five of Pentacles. I'm not going to put this one out, but I do feel like there's a focus on where you don't fit in, who you don't fit in with. Some of you might be thinking about money. I feel like there's a shift in your finances in one way, shape, or form, and that could be leaving you questioning what lies ahead. But I really do feel as if you are needing to recognize that you can't be stressing at this time, okay? You can't be leaving oneself in a state of stress or worry or lack due to what's shifting at this time, because I feel like you're good, you're golden, okay? And you'll acquire something new if need be moving forward. If you do feel it's 100% necessary, whether that's a new job, you name it. Or even when it comes to, replacing an investment like a living situation, if it's unhealthy or not right for you. But you did make the right choice at the time is what I'm hearing. But there's a lot of options with the Seven of Cups, right? A lot of options. You need to remember that. And people will remind you of that through providing you another option or just pointing it out to you. Or you could just be stumbling upon a new endeavor or a new option once again, okay? So do not fret. Do not fret. It's a reminder that things are falling into place, even though you're not meant to acquire it throughout the next 48. But the Emperor coming out. Don't be surprised when you're overly serious, overly focused, just kind of developing, creating, doing what you have to do. Your voice might take an increase in volume at a random point in the middle of a sentence. Spirits accentuating, spirits making sure that word or just that moment is noticed. Okay, it's escalated. Interesting. Really don't feel like I got the right wording there, but you get the point. It's going back to that Six of Wands. It's as if you're being put on a stage with a microphone for a hot second, okay? But I really do feel as if there's a focus on why you're feeling a bit depleted at certain points. Have you been doing too much? Do you need to remember that the shift in your situation towards more peace that's taken place recently, even more so in the next 48, is due to you needing this sort of peaceful period, time, in connection to nature all the meanwhile, and potentially some other peaceful individuals, because you've had a very, very, very busy past several months, right? Or however the period works for you, the timing. But the Seven of Wands, because interesting, a lot might be coming towards you, whether it's due to work or whatever the case may be, or just the social endeavors you wrapped oneself up in recently. But look at that, the Seven of Pentacles is what it was at the tip of your reading, the top. And I do feel like you're being pushed to recognize that even if you don't want to, you're going to end up putting in the work, right? But if you can push it off, or if you can choose to say no or not put in certain levels of effort, then I would say it's going to be beneficial to heal, to mend one's heart and soul, and even physically. But I do feel as if a lot of these obligations for work or whatever the case may be, feel mandatory, okay? But there's a focus on your dreams all the meanwhile, okay? Going back to that song, I do feel as if you're being pushed to remember that you have a lot to be thankful for, a lot to look forward to, but needing to once again wholeheartedly embrace the peace of this next 48 hours for oneself and allow for oneself to add to that peace. Don't strip it away, okay? You owe it to oneself to, in a very calm, cool, and collected way, confident way, move towards what you deserve, but find a balance in the midst of it all right? So I hope this was truly helpful. I'm sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your peaceful next 48, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Virgo.